Welcome to the private facility at Evogen. Big shout out to Hani and everybody at Evogen for letting us come out today. We've got an awesome push session. We've got Alex Baugh in town, one of the J3U coaches, with one of his clients, Tyler Neely. Tyler, what are you now, like 308, 305?
About 308.
Yeah, starting prep this weekish, so everybody's in town for nationals. So we're gonna go through a little bit of push session. Did some prep work earlier. We kind of just did some like serratus work, some serratus releases and rotation stuff. But starting with a single arm lateral, we'll kind of get moving and take y'all through a session today. How's that feel, Alex? Is that
Feel it
close?
in my front delt.
Too much turn.
Here?
There you go, yeah. Better?
Yeah.
So people's scapular planes are different, right? So like how much you turn on this is kind of relative to where your scapular plane is in your rib cage side. So you'll see like Alex might turn a little bit less than me versus big boy over there who his scapular plane is probably going to be pointed directly out to the side. So you'll see different levels of turn based on kind of how big someone's structure is, but really important to get this in that single arm plane because where this wants to take you is going to be a lot of traps. So definitely really good for lateral delt here though. Shit. Because you have like a fly first before you get into pressing. I'm gonna modify your session just a little, see if I can't get a little bit more out of your chest fibers. Just while we're here, let's test some things, right? Might as well, right? So, lateral delt first, always, can't have too much of an X-frame, but a lot of chest needed with this physique. Alex, I think you can talk to that a little bit more. You're the program writer.
Yeah, so a lot of what we're trying to do with Neely is creating his push sessions. Tends to deal with a little bit of like elbow, like tendonitis and all that. So a lot of his push sessions, we really try to get, chest and shoulders in them. Not all the real delt work, but focusing a lot of like medial delt right into his pressing patterns. So his pressing's it's gonna cover like a lot of pec fiber. It's also gonna hit a lot of this front delt too. So with him being so big, he's damn 300 pounds. It's about positioning him and like finding the right pressing patterns to where we don't focus so much on this delt, get a lot more in the pec. That's why I'll start trying to activate it with a little bit more fly into the presses. And then most of his shoulder work you'll see is just majority like side delt. And that's just from building out his X-frame. You see he's got massive arms. So in order to keep up with the arms, we need to get wider here. And yeah. There you go, good reps. Good. There you go.
Shameless plug. New J3U Coaching shirts. I've got like the, what you call this, heather green?
Yeah.
Yeah. Three new colors. Really excited about them. Love the new quality on these shirts. We changed companies, so really awesome shirt. So super excited about these. If you guys want them, they're on the website for J3 University, so check them out.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus. If you guys have seen my stuff before, y'all know what we're about to do. Chest activation, especially with like some of the serratus stuff you deal with, really good to get into fully shortened from a neural position. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start here. You're gonna try to jam this bicep into your rib cage.
Okay, yeah.
Hold this for 5 seconds. You're gonna do short 3 reps from there. And then holding that contraction, you're gonna pull your arm up and you're gonna feel like those upper clavicular fibers contract. And then same thing, 3 short reps, and then come back down here and then release it.
Cool.
So really like.
So 5 seconds, 3.
Yeah, yep. And so I really want you, what you're gonna have to think about is either bicep to rib cage or pull this scap as far down and around as this rib cage as you can. So it should be like right here right now. Yeah. So 3, 4, 5, 3 short reps. There, yep. Intentional with them, don't rush them. There you go. Now hold it and then slowly bring that up and use your hand to feel, yeah, it come up. Jam it across a little bit more. There you go. Now 3 short reps. Intentional, yeah, good. Good. One more. And then hold it and then come down and then release it. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. All right, so what we're looking for, back to what we're trying to do. Cable going through shoulder in the bottom in range. So here, he can actually cue like driving the shoulder down and across, jamming that bicep into the side of his chest, but that cable still going through his shoulder where it won't take him into rotation. So like this is money. This is gonna not be great for us. It's gonna be too high.
Okay.
We're gonna leave it here because we don't matter anymore.
Right.
He matters. Feel good?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right, leave it. Because if I start going like this, you see where my shoulders go? Yeah, so we don't want to like overdo the pronation because then the shoulders elevate and it defeats the purpose of the pattern we're doing.
Kind of like just bringing your thumbs together.
Yeah, so this is a little high on me, but it feels pretty good. We can just get me a booster seat or something. Does that feel good?
Oh, yeah.
Good. 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 You feel good to go though, yeah? Yeah, all right, let's send it on this next one. That was really light? Probably, yeah. All right.
Yeah. So just go.
Yeah. Hypertrophy is a rather forgiving adaptation. Good. Try not to let it off in the bottom. Pause and go. There you go. That's the rep. Jam that bicep into that chest and pull that shoulder down. There you go. Good. Oh, he's got a lot of muscle. Really good.
He's like a Great Dane puppy still.
Good. Good breathing.
There you go.
Good. Same thing, same thing. Don't let it off in the bottom for me, please.
Control that stretch.
There you
Good.
go. There you go.
There you go. Find that rhythm.
Good. Wrap there. Right here. Yes. Same rep, same rep, same rep, same rep, same rep.
Come on,
Keep
Neely.
going.
There you go.
It's a little light, but keep
Send
it
it.
going. Yep, same rep. Don't change the rep just because you're fatiguing, even if it's the partial.
There you go. Don't rush
That's
it.
it.
Don't rush it. There you go.
There you go. Good. Feels good, yeah?
Absolutely.
So like
I felt like it was funny. Getting
all
this
pack.
chest going.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. It's like people, you just said upper chest, but look at the plane you're working in, right? Like
Right.
people think upper pec fiber has to be like
Up above your head.
In the
doing the hallelujah above their head or
hammer
like
strength
single arm
incline,
right.
turn to the side. Yeah.
So like we can
Something
we can take pec fibers and lengthen with some elevation like we're doing here and shorten it by depressing the shoulder and across, and that's going to be a lot more overall pec fiber,
Yeah.
which for someone who needs a lot of pec, overall pec fiber is always going to be the better solution.
Yeah. No. No.
God, that felt good. Just had to prop myself up. I heard him say elbow.
Yeah, a little bit. It's been getting better. The more body work I've been doing. Now it's just knees and
So elbow 101, like how to make it more painful, is what you did on those last few reps of like,
trying to muscle through it.
and change the rep.
Yeah.
Prop yourself up a little. Right there, go. Better? Anyways, so trying to muscle things up from a pressing perspective, like you've heard of a hip shift in squatting, right? You can actually have what's called a torso shift. Changes the pressure in your hands, and it can actually drive more of like a tricep moment, and it can like disperse force in the joints. So like, even though this is not a lot of an elbow, come on Alex, come on Alex. if you learn how to keep it stagnant here, we can then transfer that to pressing, and then potentially long term not have as many elbow issues. So. Really excited to see. You did 2 or 3 below that. I would do it again because you did like 900 reps.
Come on. Give it to me. Yep. Good.
Don't change the rep. Remember what we said. There you go.
There you go. Even if it's halfway down.
Keep the shoulders down.
Good. That's
there
it.
you go.
That's it. That's
Better
it.
rep.
Good.
You got to get out of that habit. You're going to cause more problems than you're going to cause good. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but.
There you go. Hard. Hard.
Nope. Don't have it. You coach a lot of bigger guys. Like, what are some of the things you see as trends that you have to like do to pull more out of them? Like, you're just having that conversation of like, this is what it looks like to be a pro bodybuilder. Is like the habits at the end of a set are what change physiques, right? Like, you've been training long enough where if you don't do those last 2 reps the same as the first 10, 12, 15, your physique's not going to change. So like, you coach, I mean, he's 305. You coach a lot of guys that are like massive. What is the
thing I notice is, you know, he could easily be in here bench pressing 5 plates. Like, we could easily do that. But it gets to a point in, you know, bodybuilding and developing his physique, you've got to break that habit and say, hey, what do I need to improve that's going to translate to stage? And it's a lot further away from a flat barbell press. And so the bigger guys, usually guys that are strong, they're powerful, they've been bodybuilding a long time, they come in here and they think, oh, we're going to Hani's gym, we got the 200-pound dumbbells, we're going to take advantage of that. But it's like, you can't do that. You just flew in 3 hours ago. How can I apply what I'm going to do today and make me a better bodybuilder? And that, to me, is what, you know, not only the big bodybuilders can learn from, but everyone can learn from. It's like, hey, what can I take from today? And that's kind of what I was explaining to him was, you know, while we are going to have those sessions of the music blaring and hitting the ammonia salts and getting wild and, you know, nose bleeding, those are sessions are so limited. And what's going to make you a good athlete is like getting the most out of these sessions where it is quiet and where it's like, I don't know, but going 100 on these sets where it's not so like nitty gritty. People who can do this they can do anything with their physique.
But it's also like habit implementation here, right? Like, I purposely did no music. Like, Dylan came up and said, turn the music on. But it's a teaching opportunity, like learning in a learning environment. Like, are you sitting in class with Eminem rapping Till I Collapse in the background, or are we here to do something that's going to make him a better bodybuilder in 9 months, right? So.
Right. And that's the takeaway, you know, again, it's like, hey, we have me, him, and Luke in one room probably once this entire year. So like, yeah, we'd be like, man, you remember that chest session? Or it's like, man, you remember that chest session and now you know how to have a successful prep. That's what today's about. Yep. 1, 2, 3, pause, boom, good. Every rep is just like that. Good. 1, 2, 3, pause. There we go. 2, 3, pause. Good. Come on, Neely. Go. Yep. 2, 3, pause. Good. Even if you can't finish, just get halfway. Good. Come on. Come on. Good. One more. Hard contraction. Good. That's it. What I try to get my guys to do, like bigger guys, is like, I don't, yes, they have a rep range, but I try to get them to find a cadence.
Rep ranges are suggestions. That's how I word it.
Okay.
So like, we use the rep range as a suggestion of, hey, I want your load to have you failing somewhere around this ballpark. But like, if you miss it, as long as you keep the rep the same from rep 1 to rep failure, and you go to failure, I'm cool.
Okay.
That's the two things that because like, the higher the training experience, the more important that rep is at the failure point.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, a lot of guys, they do something to get to that failure point. They start momentum, they move their torso, they move something.
Right.
That's not as much stimulus in that rep as the amount of stimulus you developed or you did in rep 1. but that's in the rep that's the most important to get the most stimulus out of. So you hear all this form stuff that we talk about, and people think that's like lifting a library. It's not. It's just like, it's so important to make sure that whatever you're doing goes towards the body part.
Right. And that's where I've been big on, is even some of my best sets, like I don't even know how many reps I would get, but it's because I find this pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 1,
Repeatable.
2, 3.
So cadence would be a good way
2.
to talk about it. That'd be your way of terming it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's an important thing. Like, some people are going to relate to that more than my way of saying it, right? But
Right.
cadence is a good way. I think it's more just repeatability. Like,
And when me and you would train together, and this is how when I realized we were different, is you would go in, you'd be like, I got 13 reps. And you, like, I'm talking, Luke, like, fuck that number 13. like, he was angry at 13. But I was like, all right, well, I just need to go hard as I can until I can't do it anymore. And there was 2 different motivational factors, but we both got to where we wanted to be with it.
Yeah.
But that's how I picked up the cadence thing. And then I would be like, okay, like, if I can zone out, like the point you can't even hear your music, but I'm keeping that tempo, it's like, yeah, oh, shit, how many did I get? 9? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, probably 1 at 13, but okay, I'm cool with that 9.
the zoom out, though, should also look at the numbers of, like, is the trend moving in the direction of progression? Because we can't progress a physique without performance progression.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'd rather someone put away the logbook and have rep 1 to the failure rep look the exact same, and then we zoom out across 4 to 5 weeks and see, like, is the performance trending in the right direction? Because if we do that, then we're taking care of the performance piece, but we're also making sure that the failure rep has all the stimulus we want out of the movement we're doing. I hate to do this, but a finger width in on the grip. There you go. So on converging presses, you want the wrist stacking on the elbow to follow the cross path.
Okay.
Too light, yeah? All right. Good. Feel pretty good. All right, let's try 3. As you fail, I'd rather you do a partial rep that looks exactly like the first rep than try to get it up, because that's when that hand pressure is going to shift. We're going to shift it to something that's going to cause elbow pain or shoulder pain, or that's probably a lot of where that
It's coming from.
and that is coming from.
Yeah, especially like probably back in April, May, I was really focused on just weight.
Yeah.
You see the Broncos in arm rust, and you're like,
Yeah.
keep
So.
rep pushing them, and you're like, okay, so I got them for like 12, and then like going to that raw gym in May, I did a 1 rep max on bench for 5. And
Yeah.
I'm like, feel the shoulder. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not a power lifter.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways to think about it. You keep your hand pressure in the same way, or think about pushing your back into that pad and keeping it in the same spot.
Yeah.
Whatever one works better for you, I don't care. Just same rep and keep the torso/hand pressure exactly the same.
So hand pressure, you want it in here, right?
Kind of like medial,
this little knee.
going.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you like almost thinking like you're pulling it across, but obviously your hand won't move. Yeah. Good.
Come on, Neely.
Don't change the rep. Same rep every time. Go. Yep. Yep, rack. Feel the difference in that? No elbow pain probably, no shoulder pain. Yeah.
That's
You
perfect.
still get some out of it too.
Well, that's the thing. Like the partials is not just a partial that you get nothing out of, right? Because you start it the exact same way. It's still
A lot of guys do partials, and it's thrusting.
thrusting or bouncing or whatever that looks like, right? But if you keep the partial the same,
Good.
it's still going to be some sort of stimulus, especially in the lengthen, which we want lengthen stimulus to grow. But it's like, what does that look like? It's not.
Yeah. You built a lot of hams, a lot of quads too. You built a lot of hams, a lot of quads. Well, but why not prioritize your butt? What do you want me to do? Your quads are still there. Do you want to do figure? It's good though. I'm happy with it. Yeah, you probably could actually.
I
Yeah, and so like we are choosing externally stabilized patterns, right, for a reason.
And it's helpful, you know, when you get into, like, people sometimes get worried because, like, oh, I didn't get my reps I want, or, you know, I didn't do as many sets. It's like, hey, we're trying to train I'm trying to train to failure. I'm trying to train you to perform. Like, yeah, I want you to perform, but only to an extent. Yeah. There you go.
It just takes discipline. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not sexy to do it
Yeah.
that way, but it'll look sexy when you're on stage with a massive chest. It's the difference, right? Let's not confuse bodybuilding for what it's not.
Yeah.
Which is hard, because a lot of people, like, psychologically, people get into bodybuilding emotionally. A lot of people. There's a ton of people who emotional outlet is bodybuilding. So it's like you're telling them to remove the emotion out of something they're extremely passionate about. It's like, I'm not doing it because I don't want you to have that outlet, but let's use it to make you a better athlete, but let's also control it. Come on.
So with him just starting his prep, it was like we were like 2 days in his diet. And he was like, "Should I be feeling weak?" I was like, "No, dude." It's like you. Like, so in my head, like I didn't say this. I'll tell him now. In my head, I was like, "Dude, I could drop you off in the forest for 30 days, still have glycogen loaded." Like, but that's a commonality like we see when like prep starts is people
make that
like, "Oh, I'm
switch.
flat on this." Like, no, dude. Like,
Right.
your glycogen stores are.
People, and if you've taken our courses, you would know this. People think or forget that a caloric intake as far as a surplus is food intake plus body fat percentage.
Yeah.
That body fat percentage plays a part in that surplus.
Yeah.
And so it's not exactly that mathematically right, but just like conceptually, like your body fat percentage plays a role in what that surplus is.
Yeah.
So when you switch into a deficit, it's like, yeah, sure, your body weight's trending down, you're losing fat, but you have plenty. Yeah. And it's not like physiologically, it's not that simple, but like for the confines of a YouTube video, we're gonna leave it there. Rack it. Oh, you rack it all the way up there. That's part of your problem. No, seriously, like racking it too high, like when you go to unrack it, you're gonna pull your shoulders out forward, and then it's gonna. All right, I'm gonna have you do one thing. Let's get a plate on so you can feel it. This is not gonna be about load on the bar. You're gonna feel like.
Us.
Yeah. I want you to pause in the stretch position, but I don't want you to rest it on your chest.
Right above it.
Right above it. If it touches your chest, fine, but stay active on it. Like, don't just let it go. I want you to pull your shoulders down and back a hair more than when you set into it. So if you want to visually see it, I don't know if you're visual or verbal. So you're like, when you're getting into it, and it's gonna be hard to me to do because I've trained myself to do this, but like you're kind of here. I want you to think like here and then go. Like, I'm not asking you to power lift here, right? But I do want some arch because our pec is gonna lengthen around the rib cage. So when you inhale and that rib cage gets a bit bigger, it's gonna stretch. You're gonna get a little bit lengthened, right? So slight pull down. So I think about it of like I'm doing a row, and then here, set it, and then same inward hand pressure. So the pressure is like between my thumb and my forefinger and my palm, and then pause, and then you're gonna there. We're not going there. Internalize what you're feeling right now, and then we're just gonna put more load on it and then rack it. So something like, we're doing a lot of warm-ups today because we're teaching. This would be something that, like, if you were doing this session by yourself, like, you would just throw whatever your work weight is, make sure you set it up and send it. But do you want to feel this at all, or I'm good, I just want to go?
Yeah, let's just go.
You give me that basketball shirt.
That's body bag collection.
God damn. Oh, that's making me feel like a little girl.
He's not looking. Wait.
Yeah, there you go. Be patient in the bottom.
Give me 2.
Yep.
3.
Hand in the internal pressure, slight pause, and then go. There you go. We're gonna not look like a douchebag here. Good. Yeah, great reps. This is about length and loading, so just this is where I want you feeling it the most.
You want me to get a side angle of this?
Good. Yeah, good rep. Take it, pause it, I'll help you up. Go. Yeah, good. Good last rep there. Rack.
Yeah, I like that one.
Better.
Yeah.
No shoulder pain, no elbow pain, all pec.
Yeah, that was great.
This is where when you hear me talk like every movement has a goal, the goal here is lengthened. So you heard me middle set say like, I want you feeling this in the lengthen. I don't care if you lose it a bit in the
Right.
shorten, right? There's a reason for that because bar does not converge. So we want length and loading. So good set. Yeah, this is really good. So that's how all your pressing should look, right? So this is for you, like Alex,
Yeah.
like when we're talking on these calls about the pressing work, it's like, what is the goal of every pattern? We talked about like here, depression with some internal rotation because we're wanting to get it as short as possible. But here it's like, I told them mid-set, like if you feel it a ton in the stretched, but then lose it in the short, and I'm okay with that because I want you gaining the lengthened end, because the goal here is always lengthened. There's never a barbell movement that is about the shortened range.
Okay.
Because what happens, right? As you press out, that hand's coming over the shoulder,
Yeah.
gravity exerts force down, so it's just structurally into the shoulder joint. Even if it's slightly out here, it's barely loading the pec. It's maximally loading the pec here.
Yeah, I just never knew.
I'm glad we're doing push today before we go to the show.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not gonna look like a little girl tomorrow.
Yeah, take that, Cameron. Hope you're watching, bro. There you go. Big. Yep. Come on.
Love it.
Good. Stay tight. Come on. Yep. There you go. Come on. I'm with you. I'm with you. There you go.
This looks really good on him. So what you're looking for is like as he goes, see how that cable's like almost perfect alignment with the shoulder? So online, what you do is you have people set the camera right here,
Okay. So you can see that.
rear 45.
Okay.
So this is where it's like, we can talk about stuff we look at for in person, but then we need to translate it to like, what are we doing with clients online? Like, how do we find this? Because, I mean, you don't get to meet with your clients once a year maybe.
Especially since I moved.
Yeah, so. But, I mean, all of this is findable in camera angles if you know if you know what you're looking for and find it, right? Well, going through the shoulder so it's not pulling him in like an up or down direction. So like in that top position, you do it. It sets up perfect for you. I don't need to show it.
In line with his own.
Yeah, so it's
that may be.
yeah, so it's probably right here, honestly. So you'll see when he gets to the top, that cable like runs through his shoulder. That's like what you're wanting. Just like that.
Okay.
Ideally. Because if it's above it, right, then he's going to be wanting to do retraction.
Okay.
Like if that cable's coming, keep going, I'm not going to touch you. If it's coming from up here, right, it's
Yeah.
going to bias scapular retraction, so it's going to pull in a lot of trap, right?
Okay.
If it's coming from too low and it's going like really vertical, it's going to be a lot of front delt.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to find the plane that's keeping it lateral.
That happy median. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a wrap, boys.
Just 2 sets here, yeah.